7, and we're going all the way till 8 p.m. And then we'll hand over to DJ Black. It's been a fantastic week. Another 7.9 points for Joy Sports. I hope you did enjoy a special edition of PM Express. That was last night. My colleague Gary Al-Smith on with the international commentator Jim Beglin, Carlton Cole, Harold Chabalala, and Guillermo, who joined us. He's the rep of the league for the sub-region. And then we carried on with the locker room, and we're back here to do a little bit of just what the season has been like and what's been going. We'll talk about Kumasi Asante Kotoko. O24 Osei to 2 the second. O24 Osei to 2 the second. The live patron, the owner of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, was in the news. Some directives for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Operation Development, Operation Build Again. So we'll talk about Kotoko, we'll talk about all the other things that are flying around there. You have to check out our Twitter handle. We've got, I think we've got 2 polls there for you. My colleague Benedict Owusu is with me in the studio. Benedict, how are you doing?
Hi George, I'm doing great.
Charlie, you are still trending, but it's okay. Hans Mensand will be joining us, and I think we're going to start joining us. But I put a picture up on my Twitter handle. Oh, are you trending?
Trending.
You did better. You are a big man. Wait.
I did like you know. We are all trending. We are also trending.
Trending, no. Rita.
Yesterday, PM Express was trending.
Yeah.
That was a great show.
Yeah.
You know, having Jim Beglin, Carl Chabalala, and then Carlton Cole. And today there was a reverse of the show.
Yes.
Gary was a guest to Carl.
Yes.
As they relived the 2010 Ghana's World Cup appearance in South Africa.
Oh, sweet.
Exactly 10 years ago.
Sweet.
The World Cup started. That was yesterday.
Yes, yesterday.
When South Africa played their very first game against Mexico. That wonderful strike from Chabalala. It was yesterday. Was exactly 10 years.
Wow.
Africa hosted its very first FIFA World Cup. Yes, FIFA World Cup. You know, normally when we talk World Cup, I mean, we hosted the Junior World Cup before.
Yes.
Nigeria did it. And Egypt also did it with Ghana.
Yeah.
Became the first team on the continent to win. So the
yeah.
Senior World Cup, FIFA World Cup, was hosted in Africa, in South Africa, exactly 10 years ago. And this is something we're going to do this month.
Yeah.
You definitely have to watch the space because we're going to bring you things that a lot of course, at the point, it will be emotional. Today I read a tweet from Moriku. He said he was watching the show, the 30-minute show on Super Sport, and at the point he became very emotional. Yes, it was good. South Africa hosted an amazing tournament, one that we will never forget.
That's right.
Forget about the Black Stars performance, how well they played. Just the tournament organization
was good.
You know what I really remember about that?
Tell me, what do you remember?
There was this movie, Africa United.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen the movie. It was 2 young boys who was trying to make a journey to South Africa to watch the opening ceremony.
I saw that. Yes,
exactly.
I saw that movie.
And one other guy who was so much into football, but the mom didn't want him to play football. The mom wanted him to be a doctor, and they had to maneuver their way, went through the jungle at a point, had to cross a lake. They started a journey far from Botswana, eventually got to Soweto, and then finally got to the F&B Stadium to see the opening ceremony of the World Cup. And it reminds me a lot about that movie because around that time they were promoting it, and I watched it over and over again. They did a fantastic job. South Africa hosted an amazing tournament. And how we all came united. Many people didn't actually think that they were going to be able to do that well, because of how the likes of Germany, France, Japan and Korea 2002 had gone, USA 94. You understand? Many people were not so optimistic of chances of hosting a very good World Cup. But eventually South Africa pulled it off, and it was amazing. And the world today is still talking about it.
You know what? Let's our WhatsApp line is activated 0244-340437. Just tell us what really is on your mind, or what you can easily remember, something that stuck with you. The 2010 World Cup. I think on our Facebook page, we're asking them, where were you? 2010. Where was that? 2010. I was at Radio Universe. I think we were preparing to run that. You had most media.
It was fun. It was fun. And
yeah.
If you ask me what I remember about the tournament, there's something that I can never forget.
Which one? That one day.
Food day.
No, aside that, because that one is no one can forget it in Ghana.
Well, on that Facebook day, when we watch the game, that day will come. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I get what? 2nd July.
Yes.
2nd July 2010.
Don't worry.
The game started 7:30.
Oh,
around 9:30.
Please tell me what you remember. You know what's stuck with you. That 2010 World Cup. You can send us a message now. 0244340437. Ben, you play small pools.
Oh, yes, I did.
I put the picture of small pools up and wow. Small pools.
Small pools, if you didn't play small pools, then I don't know where
you know this can be. Tell me, small pools. You play small pools. So every guy.
We all did.
Every guy. Whoa. So guys, let's hear from you on the WhatsApp line 0244340437. We want to hear from you. Just tell us about the 2010 World Cup, what you really remember. And we're getting into it. Remember that football is back. It's heavily back. And we've told you we've got special packages for you. We've got La Liga commentary for you guys. We've got Serie A commentary for you. There's Bundesliga commentary and there's Champions League commentary. So you are sorted out when it comes to the games with football returning. And we told you that we started last night with our 6-day package, football, the end game, and we are going through all the way. There's locker room today. Tomorrow we've got Sports Link, we've got the Sports Arena, and we are back on Sports Track to wrap things up. And then we are right in the mood. Then we can say football has properly returned. But Benedict, we've seen a few games so far. What do you make of it? Well, we got Real Betis. And
Sevilla yesterday. It was great. It was great. And
right.
We're just watching the Granada game.
Yeah.
Which currently is 1-1. I think that they've improved on what we saw earlier in Germany when it started. Remember the very first game that launched the restart of football in the Bundesliga. That was the Borussia Dortmund and Schalke game.
Yeah.
I mean, there were a lot of things that we saw. There was no stadium ambience. You could hear the players talk. You could hear even the kick of the ball, noise of the kick of the ball.
Clean.
The manager shouting and the players, as I mentioned,
yes.
There were a whole lot. And then you look at what Spain have done, the La Liga, which also got underway yesterday.
Yeah,
they have gone a step further by giving us stadium ambience. So now when you watch the game, it feels like there are fans in the stadium, and they normally will give you a close-up shot. So when you have a close-up shot, it feels just like you're watching a game with fans in a stadium. But you only will see when there's a long shot where people are not in the stadium. But
and everything.
I think they've improved on what we've seen in Germany so far, and I'm just waiting to see what
the EPL would
do, of course, because you know them. That's all that I'm waiting for. Because if Spain looked at what Germany did and improved on, then you also should expect something
the EPL.
But it's been good. It's been great. Although yesterday the game was cool, but I mean we're all waiting to see Real Madrid and Barcelona because it's a 2-horse race and 2 points separating the two teams. And it's still on, so we are waiting to see that. And La Liga also is coming, so let's see how they also put together everything. But on the whole, it's been good.
It's been good. It's been good.
That we have a beautiful game back. At least even if fans are not going to the stadium, they can still sit at home and watch it on TV. Just look at how boring our lives have been
without football
for the past 2 months. Always home on weekends with nothing to do, a whole Saturday. Nothing, absolutely nothing in terms of getting a live game to watch. And we've been used to watching old games from the 70s to the 90s and the early 2000s and the 2011 up to date.
Right.
Now at least we have the opportunity to see live matches, and that's what we want.
It was
and live matches with players the likes of Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and all the other top guys back in action. And what helps, most of the clubs also is that, George, most of them picked up injuries. I'm talking about top players like Luis Suarez, Eden Hazard. They've had time to recover.
Afforded some months.
Exactly, and now they are back, and we are going to see them in action. So it's been good. And we just hope that everything will go well. We wouldn't hear issues of players,
and especially those who are scared of a second spike. I think Jim Berglin made a point last night, that we have to be very careful and try and do the right things. Because look, when Robert Keith and Sevilla played, the fans outside were hugging and doing all sorts of things. They have forgotten that there was something called coronavirus.
That's the thing. Now
it's difficult, because some of the leagues are planning.
That's why we shouldn't make it the new normal.
Yeah,
and I totally agree with what Shabalala said yesterday. I mean, if you continue to say the new normal, it becomes so normal with us to the extent that we overlook, the protocols that we have to adhere to. Yeah. You understand? Because we all think, it's a new normal. The virus is there, and we just have to move on with our lives. Yes, it's good to move on with your life, but you have to be mindful of what you are doing. You understand? You have to keep washing your hands. Yeah. You have your nose mask on. You don't have to be like one of our brothers who said, "Don't wear your mask." You see, wear your mask. It's very, very important. Wear your mask. Even players on the bench are wearing their mask. So you have to do that. So you just don't have to overlook the beauty of it. That football is back and we can just go around doing our own thing. No, it is not the new normal. Let's just look at it in a way where we still will protect ourselves, although we still want to enjoy the beautiful game. So I think that.
Let's keep it sick, and the job is the job. The guys are back in business.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
We got some messages already. I saw
investors are back in it. Yes, we have some messages. This one is saying that, good evening, George. Have you won some lotto money? Your laughter comes with some energy and the passion you have for the job tells it all. Keep it up. We'll buy you watch it. Papa and son. From Teshi.
Papa, we're waiting for the watch you.
Okay, Papa, this one there. You have said it all.
Guys, that's another one. So let's hear from you. First point. Let's hear from you on the World Cup 2010. And look, if you found yourself playing small poles, which I think everybody did, we want to hear from you on some of the experiences. It was interesting on that one, but we will just zoom straight to the topic while we wait for that. When we are about ending, we'll go around the table and then we'll find out just how you guys went through it. Your memories of small poles. Some say that's why we are not good at penalties, because we've been playing small poles and doing small poles in Ghana for a long time.
We are not good at scoring goals.
Yes, and shooting.
Yes, why we are not good at scoring goals, because normally when you get to the small poles, there's a player who is standing in there.
Yes, right there.
You have to try and see how best you can get a good player out and score, and it becomes difficult. And this was something. It was actually talked about by one. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Uncle James Oyedeji
says that small pole.
He mentioned that
small pole.
I remember I was doing a story about how we've not been scoring a lot of goals at the AFCON. You remember the one goal project at every AFCON project. We always would be scoring 1-1-1, but still we'll get to the finals. And he said, "But Charlie, you guys are always playing small pools. And how do you want to score? Get a goalkeeper in a pool, get people to shoot. That's how you score." Small poles only will encourage passing of the ball, passing of the ball. So that one you're able to pass. So small poles. Normally when you are playing small poles and you want to score, you pass around in front of the pole to get whoever is running out. Exactly before you can score. So he says it will always encourage passing of the ball, and that's what we are good at. So if we want to score, we must forget about small posts
and try and get to it. Anyway, good stuff. So let's just give you a quick reminder of what to expect when it comes to La Liga on Joy 99.7 FM. All right.
Football is back with a bang. Your superstation, Joy 99.7 FM, in partnership with DSTV and GoTV, are banging hard to bring you the very best of La Liga live radio commentary. Yes, La Liga live radio commentary from the 9th of June until Spain's Elite Division coverage.
Llorente, he shoots again and scores again! An overhead kick, it's in for Bell! What a goal! Wonderful from Lionel Messi!
You must stay glued and not miss the moment as Lionel Messi leads Barcelona's charge for the title, as Sergio Ramos keeps all Madrid's heads focused and battle ready, and how Thomas Partey's Atletico wrestles the likes of Sevilla and Real Sociedad for Champions League places. Joy Sports Super Commentary Team led by George Addo Jr. and Gary Outsmith will take you there with passionate game description with massive interactivity. The coverage of La Liga on Joy FM is powered by Joy Sports in partnership with DSTV and GoTV. DSTV, feel every moment. GoTV, live it, love it. Let's go.
to move. If you're ready or not, give it all that you got. Turn it up now, you got to move. It's your chance to fly with your head held high. Right about now, you got to move.
Okay, you're still here with us on First Take. Hans has joined us. Hans, how you doing?
I'm good, George.
Charlie, World Cup 2010, what do you remember? What stuck with you? Please, aside the main one.
Don't say.
Aside the main one. Oh, there's one main one. Mother.
Okay, no, I won't even talk about that. Sefiwe Shabalala's,
Okay, that's opener. Yes.
It's one that easily, comes to mind.
Yeah.
Of course, you can't talk about the World Cup without, and I'm not going to talk about the one that everybody wants to talk about. Yesterday, I watched several of Ghana's goals in the tournament.
Yes.
Look, we like to refer to that one particular incident for Asamoah Gyan, but
that's USA goal.
Give him the credit. He was massive in the tournament.
The round of 16
he was at the heart of everything. That was right for the Black Stars in the tournament. I've always said that goal is scored against the United States. I would have thought previously, my thinking was that Gyan would have gone down. Because I used to think that he was that sort of player who physically wasn't imposing. You expect him to go down to those sort of challenges, but look, he stayed on his feet and got a shot in and got a goal.
Sharp, man.
And I remember my reaction. I was stunned. I was like, I couldn't believe what I had just seen. So I mean, good memories. Overall, one of the best FIFA World Cups I've seen in my time, and I've seen quite a few.
How many have you seen?
I saw USA 94. I saw France 98.
Wow.
Yeah. I saw France.
Claire, USA 94. Claire.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
I was quite grown at that time. France 98, Japan Korea 2002.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the Germany 2006
of course,
FIFA World Cup, obviously, and the rest. But that 2010 FIFA World Cup had a different feel to it.
That goal. What do you remember about that goal? No, hold on. But that goal.
The Chabalala goal.
No. The Asamoah Gyan goal.
The Asamoah Gyan goal.
I don't know how.
I think Asamoah Gyan.
No, before you go to USA, that's the another local room quiz is bringing out. But that goal, I don't know how I moved from my house to the bus stop. and look, when I got there,
I was stunned.
I remember I think the doors were open. Watching outside. Oh no, we're watching inside. The doors were open. When the goal was scored, I just ran out jubilating, and I got and those who live in Asaluche will remember this and remember that day that I went straight to the bus stop. When I got there, there were so many people there. I was screaming go. So after some 5 minutes, I'm like, hey, where are we, Charlie? That goal.
How did I get here? And I understand very well how you jubilated that way, because at the point we're drawing 1-1.
Yes.
And
for me, I was stunned because of the way I perceived Gyan up until that point. That I expected him to have gone down.
Yeah.
Because he was notched. And then for him to have stayed on his possess and gotten the ball, I couldn't believe what I just seen of Gyan.
I think recently he mentioned. Recently in an interview he was asked, to choose one of his best goals, and he mentioned that that possibly could be one.
Had to be. I think that
one and the
England one. That's friendly.
Against England,
when we talk about Gyan, we like to refer to that missed penalty. But hey, I've always said this.
He was the man of the
I've always said that penalty is a 50-50 situation. Some disagree, but look, for me it's a 50-50 situation. It's a battle of wit. You can, a lot of things can happen in the build-up to go take for instance John Terry. He slipped and
Charlie, what is remind me of this again.
Let's not focus too much. It was a huge moment. We often say, well, Stephen Appiah probably should have taken it. He could have scored. Look, Stephen Appiah could have taken it and missed.
Charlie, this John Terry one day. You reminded me of this John Terry one day.
That's how penalties are. We just give the man the credit for how far he was able to get us, rather than where he wasn't able to get us to. Because I don't think that even in our wildest dreams we thought that we were going to make the quarterfinals of that tournament. We had a good team, yes, but I didn't think that we thought that we were going to make the quarterfinal of that tournament. Let's cut Gyan some slack. It's how many years? 10 years now.
10 years.
Let's put it behind us and move on. It's difficult, but let's put it behind. And Bennett was asking a question about USA 1994. Memories. So I remember Maradona's failed drug test.
Roberto
Baggio's penalty miss, obviously.
Roberto Baggio. Okay.
I also remember very well Roberto's exploit in the tournament as well.
Okay. Okay. Charlie, okay.
I did.
But reminding me of the Chelsea one is not good.
And today I posted a picture of Ciro Makanaki.
Okay.
Italia 90. Hey, I was
Did you watch Italia 90?
I was about the memories are.
Hey, Charlie Hans,
surprisingly, the name that I was hearing more was
Makanaki.
Exactly. Yes. You know, not a lot of. I had to grow up a bit to realize that Rojamela was actually the icon of the tournament. Because I was hearing more of Makanaki than Rojamela, but I don't really have a lot of memories. About Italy 90, but USA 94 definitely. I could get involved in.
I really remember 98.
France 98.
France 98. The first game Brazil played against Turkey. Hakan Shuka. 2-1. I think it was 2-1. Ronaldo scored. The second. Oh, that was 2000.
That was 2000.
Yeah, that was
Japan Korea.
Yes, Japan Korea. But I remember France 98, especially the final.
The
France Brazil. I was supporting.
Brazil was surprising.
You know, when we were growing up, it was all about Brazil.
Yeah, we all knew Brazil.
Yeah, so it was after France won, and I like, okay, yeah, there's also a Ghanaian in there. So then I started having a soft spot for France, and then they went to the Euros and won as well. And then 2002 came with Senegal, what they went to do, and then we continued to 2006, where our almighty Black Stars. And actually, today is exactly 14 years. Is it 14 years?
Yeah, 14 years.
14 years.
2020.
Yes,
we played
our very first game at the World Cup. So today is exactly 14 years. Ghana played our very first game at the World Cup.
Wow.
Which was against Italy. And in that game, if you want to talk about it, we lost Samuel Sekofo's back pass. Yes, of course.
But it's amazing that, the sense of occasion is probably a factor. We don't dwell too much on Samuel Sekofo's back pass.
No. That one is good game.
That was the Akinta,
Yeah,
I know that goal.
But we did good game.
We seem to dwell more on Jan's mistake.
That was good game.
That was not taking us anywhere. Just imagine if that back pass was going to take us to the semi-final. You understand?
There's one highlight though that I wish from the 2006 World Cup people will stop, putting up on social media. That one-on-one between Olele and Ronaldo. The step over that sent to Olele.
And so what's going to
remember the step over?
Yeah.
Took him somewhere else, and then Ronaldo finished that.
All right, so then you got at the mention of Olele's name, let me just announce that
he's on tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh wow! Olele will be on the Joy Sports.
Olele
with Nathan Rato. So if you have questions for Olele, you know the number. You just have to
drop them.
Of course, you drop your questions.
344-340-437.
Everything to Olele. Exactly 14 years ago, Ghana played its first game at the World Cup. We made our maiden appearance, our debut at the World Cup, and also yesterday was exactly 10 years Africa hosted its first World Cup on the continent. So there are a lot to be happy about. We've talked about the memories and things. And Hans, someone is asking us that are you sure they collect these World Cup games because they play FIFA computer games? Not sure anyway. K from USA asking us, Charlie, we saw it live and color. We watched Black and White.
France 98 was when we had these stickers. We had these chewing gums that have stickers of the players.
Yes.
I think it was a cartoon. The worst of them was that of Peter Rufa.
Yeah, it's true. I remember.
Yes. Charlie, you be brutal.
Everything.
Hey, you can't everything. No messages, so we can go straight. Can we go straight? Okay, so we really have to talk about the Kumasi Asante Kotoko. We have to get into Kumasi Asante Kotoko, and this week we had information we heard from Otunfosa 82 the second through the Chief of Staff at Menchia. Kofi Badu did indicate, clearly that the club needs a new direction. It was at the inauguration of the new board, and then subsequently we heard that the management had been dissolved as well. We expect that. I thought I expected that it was just going to come, it was just going to follow. And so the key thing was, they had to focus on development, get a stadium, make sure they get players. No player transfer, at least for a season and all of that. So let's just go through it, and let me start with you, Benedict. What do you make of these directives? Is it something that hasn't happened before, or there's a sense that they're going to take this serious this time?
I think with the Asante Kotoko issue, it always looks so nice on paper. It looks so nice with everything that they want to do, but when it comes to implementation and getting the job done, then people start crawling. That has been a problem. And I want to believe that this time things will change. Dr. Che, we all have seen what he's done in the past 3 years that he's managed the club as the executive chairman. Now he's still in charge. He's a chairman of the new board of directors, and the directive that they shouldn't sign any player at least for a season, for me, I think it is in the right direction. I mean, you look at the Asante Kotoko team, and you could lay your hands on the number of players that in a season they sign and they come in and they don't even get much playing time and they leave just like that. Who remembers, is it Tagai or is it Tagai?
Yeah.
He was from Ivory Coast. He came in to get or something. He came in and played just 2 games and vanished. You can talk of other players that, exactly. So it's like almost every time they are buying players, they are not really focusing on developing the players that are there. So I think that for a season, if they are not going to buy, if they've been directed not to buy, a player or players for a season, it's in the right direction. It behoves on the coach to use the materials available. At this point, if you ask, Kotoko now have good players. They have players that, with the caliber of coach that they have, a very experienced, good coach in Maxwell Konedo. He should be able to develop, these players so that he gets them to a place that we all want the club to be. Because if Asante Kotoko is doing very well, arguably it's the biggest club in this country. We had this argument some time back, but you look at the following, the massive following of Asante Kotoko. You can say that Asante Kotoko commands 70% or 60%, over half of the following football fans in this country.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's a club that is revered. It's a club that is big, and if they are to do their things well, like the likes of Esperance and Atlee and the Sundowns and the TP Mazembe, we should be talking about Kotoko winning the CAF Champions League. West should be the CAF Confederation Cup and consistently playing in these competitions and doing very well. So for me, I think that directive is in the right direction. They should just focus on the players there now and try and build their capacity and let them play very well. And in that, they can go places. The bit that I find problematic is the structures they are talking about. Now, yes, we all know they have to build structures. They must now develop their Dakujachi, that's the training ground of the club. They must also try and get a place of their own. I mean, a club like Asante Kotoko, with the number of years they've been in existence, should have a place of their own. I'm talking about a stadium, but they don't have. I mean, these are things that, yes, structures, proper structures in place, administrative structures and all that. Let's organize our fans very well. If it's about registration of fans, if it's about paying of dues and all that, let's get the fans to do that. So we can really have other things, to give the fans and all that. But the bit that I find problematic is where they should focus on building women's team, table tennis team, volleyball team,
sporting club.
It is
can be like Ackley.
Let's focus on the club itself, the team, the football team. Where are we? Where do we want to get a team to? If we're able to get a team to that level, where consistently for the next 5 years or 10 years they are participating in Africa, doing very well, getting into the Confederation Cup, the CAF Champions League semi-finals, finals, semi-finals, final, winning, semi-final, final, winning, playing very well here on the local scene, selling players to Europe, not just players to relatively unknown countries, and then we can focus on other things, because we've not even gotten anywhere with the club. Where are we? Are we doing what is expected of us as a club? No, I don't think so at this stage. So why do we have to bring other things, like a volleyball team, table tennis team? That I disagree. But the bit about not signing players for one season, it's in the right direction. That it will make them work. If you're a manager and you know very well that you're not going to sign new players and you have these players, it will make you work. So I think that is very okay with
well, Hans, what do you think? Because my point is, and just to ask you this question, because look, Kotoko has been there for ages, even in the 21st century. The structure seems to be the same. If they wanted to work on academy and get players, they probably could have done it. What has stopped them from doing it all this while? Why do we think that because there's this directive things will change?
When I heard the news about a new board going to meet and a directive from Otunfo, I was indifferent. If you ask me what I thought about it, I was like, okay, so
So what happened? Because
it's not something
all these years,
it's something we haven't seen of Asante Kotoko before. We've seen and heard it all. If you want to see how directionless Asante Kotoko is, how chaotic as a club they become in terms of how things are done, all you have to do is to take a look at their recruitment policy. And I'm not talking just player recruitment, how they recruit their managers and how they are firing managers left, right, center, how they are dissolving board and instituting another board and IMCs and stuff like that. It's just I've often asked die-hard Asante Kotoko fans, someone like Jerome Mochri, I've been asking recently Inku Joseph, who is a staunch member of one of their circles. What does Asante Kotoko want to achieve? That's a question I asked them. And nobody is really able to tell me that, okay, well, the club wants to win this or wants to win that. And anytime people have brought up, well, Kotoko have been winning league titles, I tell them, look, and I've mentioned here before, stop pegging with chickens. This is Asante Kotoko we are talking about. And you see, I think that sometimes, as an institution, they don't realize how big they are supposed to be. It saddens my heart when you see the Esperances, the Alalis, the Sundowns, and the TP Mazimbis, do all the things that they are doing on the continent, and Asante Kotoko is here fighting for league titles. Hey, they are winning NC special competition, and people want to tout it as an achievement. Really? We are talking about a club that should be challenging season in, season out for a CAF Champions League, CAF configuration.
Worst case scenario, semi-final.
Champions League. That sort of level. That's the level.
Money zone every.
And I'm not talking do it one season and come back 5 seasons later.
Repeat it.
Do it consistently. Every season, when they want to mention the favorites for this season's CAF Champions League, they are mentioning Asante Kotoko as one of them. But you see, consistently also the excuse. I don't want to say defense. The excuse has been, well, the clubs that you compare them to have more money than Asante Kotoko, and they have this, and Kotoko don't have that, and those clubs are in a bigger, operate in bigger economies, and look at the Ghanaian economy, and I'm like, look, these are lame excuses. You understand me? These are lame excuses that TP Mazembe has a billionaire, owner and stuff like that. If somebody tells me Asante Kotoko is not a rich club,
we don't know what he's talking about.
It's absolute ignorance. You just have to look at the fan base of Kumasi Asante Kotoko and shut up about Kotoko not being a big club. It's plain and simple. It's just a certain culture that runs, deep within the club. It's just a certain culture that they are struggling to shake off. And we are talking about a culture that is so outmoded and has become very relevant and clearly is not consistent with the times if you want to achieve as a club. Because I can't understand why Kotoko don't have a stable academy. It doesn't make sense.
Not even for the purposes of promoting players,
exactly.
but for strictly business purposes.
It doesn't make sense because we know that in this country, one of the surest ways of making money as a club is player sales.
Clearly.
Train them and sell them, even if they are not going to be playing for your club. You have this huge institution. Bring in the players, put them on the biggest stage on the continent. Clubs will come after them. We've seen it. How many years did the Kwame Bonsu play? He plays just about less than 1 year, and he's off. We've seen so many times. Baba Rahman comes in on loan from Dreams FC, plays about 1 season or a couple of seasons, he's off. We've seen several players use Asante Kotoko as a conduit to get to Europe. Recently, we are seeing Justice Blay. The only reason, and Justice Blay will tell you, the only reason he wants to say Asante Kotoko is because he knows that if he stays, it's a sure bet, it's a one-way ticket to a European club.
That's right.
Because he's seen it. It happened with Samuel Lincoln. It happened with Harry Senafo. So many other players.
So what is stopping them?
So why are they not developing a business? And like I'm saying, it's just a culture within the club.
Yes.
There are so many people around the club. They will come, hold the player's hands, bring the player there. They have some share in it, and they can't shake these things off. Have a proper structure. Have a structure that works. As of now, I think that is just a repetition of the same old thing. Kotoko have always had a board. When they haven't had a board, there's been an interim management committee or something like that. What really are they doing differently? If they are saying that they are not going to sign players for the next 1 year, okay, after that, then what? It's just back to normal. And so a lot of things, and it has to begin with changing the entire cultural dynamics of Kumasi Asante Kotoko, first of all. Make the various stakeholders understand that, look, we want to move in a different direction. In a direction that ensures that we are proper competitors on the continental stage and possibly go out there and show the world what Asante Kotoko is made of. How long have we been playing the World Club Championships? How long? We've been playing it for quite a while.
Yes.
It's a shame that Africa's most, they call it what? The club of the century. The club of the century. Is yet to make an appearance at the Club World Cup.
Yeah, because in the 80s they were so consistent, like in Africa.
So for me, we should be able to get back to that point. Look, you've got a huge fan base, and we know what the numbers game represents. If you do other things right and show any serious corporate entity your numbers, okay, show them the numbers on social media. Show them your match day attendance on the average. You know, these dynamics. No corporate entity will look at the numbers of Kumasi Asante Kotoko and say that we won't partner Asante Kotoko. But you see, they fail to build a brand properly. And so, you know, in terms of even how much they are supposed to make commercially from some of these deals, they're not making that much.
And
they keep doing the wrong things over and over. And I don't blame them. They have a field day because for fans of Asante Kotoko, Charlie,
once you win 3-0,
bam, they've signed this player, huge buzz, and then they're okay, they scored half. Look, if Kotoko don't do anything the entire season, they're okay. How do you run it?
But you see, because Benedict,
we should move from there.
Yeah, one of the things that I think that Kotoko has failed to take advantage of, I think Kotoko is the only club in the country that is running, in terms of the fan base, a structure like what is out there, with a whole community behind the club. Not many Ghana Premier League clubs can. I know Adriana tried to go the way, you know, but the Bronx and the Half regions are, you know, divided. Like, so you know,
it's just like
Dortmund supporting Borussia
just like
Dortmund.
Liberty Professionals in Dansoman.
Yes.
So you have all the people in Dansoman supporting Liberty, and Asante Kotoko are very privileged to even have people outside Kumasi. Outside Kumasi
supporting Tamale will surprise you.
And that's the thing. See,
there is no stadium that Asante Kotoko goes in this country that has more support than
No, it's not possible.
It doesn't happen. Mustao is a Kotoko fan, and he says, you see, anytime Kotoko came up there, they were really running.
That's why earlier I was telling you that Kotoko, they command 80%. I initially said 60, but now it should even be 80 because everywhere that they go, they have fans there. You understand? I think that is not just our Asante Kotoko, it's about how we run football in this country. We should move away from the 3 points on the pitch.
Yeah.
Because normally when you listen to some club administrators, it's all about just winning. Just winning. That's it. They win, they are okay, they go to bed.
Right.
But we should rather look at what will, you know, what goes into winning. It shouldn't just be about going to play the football after 90 minutes, then we are done. It should be about how attractive you want your club to be. So tomorrow, if somebody is looking for a club to sponsor, the person will say, "Oh, Charlie, there's a club here with this name. Let me put my money."
Can Asante Kotoko stick to a 10-year plan, irrespective of the changes? Can we have a 10-year plan and the club sticks to it until the 10-year plan is over, and right at the end of the 10 year, they move to another 5 years and begin to develop in phases, irrespective of who comes.
The thing is, there's a new direction now for the club. I mean, with the appointment of the board of directors, and they've dissolved the management. You understand? And they've also been given some directives. One, they say they shouldn't sign any new player or new players at least for a season. They've been asked to do other things, other key things by the owner of the club. I want to believe that this will be the beginning of the change that we all want to see at the club. You understand? This will be the beginning of the change we all want to see. We heard 2 days ago that Emmanuel Dasoberi, who is a club licensing manager at the FA, possibly may join the club as the administrative manager. You understand? So they are trying to do new things. And I just hope that we'll not go back to, and the earlier submission that I made, that, you know, everything normally looks very sweet, wonderful on paper, and this is not the first time we are seeing this.
Of course.
It is not the first time that a new board or new management have been put in place.
Been said, and
you understand? It's nothing new. But the problem has always been about the implementation and how they go about things. If they're able to get it right, as Hans mentioned, those needless decisions about sacking a coach because he's lost 4 matches, so the coach is not good enough, he must go.
It's all up there is the direction.
Exactly.
Because you see, the truth is that today, Kotoko, after all you said, if the Dr. Kwame Chey-led board is off, everything they did will be rubbish, and a new board will come and do another one. And that is the problem. That's what I'm saying. There has to be a plan that everybody is following.
You cannot.
We haven't had that.
You cannot run away from that. And a typical example is when Dr. KK Sapon was there. You could see that he was doing something. You could feel that Asante Kotoko was going somewhere. The Sunderland deal, players were sold, they signed cooperation agreements where the clubs were even supposed to come and develop Adako Jachi, and then they put their names on it and all that. And then he left. What happened? Obogu Inti and his people came in, and they thought that the Sunderland deal wasn't important, wasn't necessary, and just cancelled it. Other projects that Dr. Sapon and his people started and were doing, they didn't continue.
We all of that away.
You understand? And when they came in, all that they were thinking about was winning on the pitch, and that was it. So if they go and get 3 points, forget about Sunderland. Forget about whichever deal that you signed with a club to develop our training ground. You understand? They were okay with where they were training, so long as they were winning matches. And that's the point that we should move away from. And I'm just hoping and praying that
board to board, the gaps. So KK Sapo was with Sunderland, and why couldn't Sunderland still stick with Kotoko? Because Kotoko, KK Sapo was gone. The same thing between Dr. Kwame Chey and the other board. The player has moved, there were issues, the new board comes in,
they don't know anything about it.
Why, for me, what baffles me is why they keep dissolving one board after the other. Look, I've been supporting Manchester United for as long as I can.
Any board member,
the Z United board has been dissolved, or Real Madrid's board has been dissolved, or Chelsea's board has been dissolved. You can't develop in that chaotic environment. Look, at this stage, one, it's almost criminal that Kotoko don't have their own stadium. Let's even forgive them for that. There's a stadium in Kumasi that they can utilize. So even if they don't have their own stadium,
training ground.
But look at their training ground. Even look at how long it even took them to put up that training facility. It's criminal that they don't have by now. Kotoko should have an under 12 system. They should have an under 15, under 19. They should have it, and probably a women's team. You understand me? They should have it. It's a no-brainer at this point. Kotoko should be judged, for me, on 3 levels: how well they do in the continental competitions, not the league, in the continental competitions. How much revenue they make, and the extent to which they are developing infrastructure. Tottenham were playing at where? White Hart Lane.
Yes.
But look, it was okay. It was tremendous.
They've moved to their own.
So what did they decide?
To their stadium.
We need a bigger stadium. I was watching, and I couldn't believe it. I was there. New stadium. You know what happens? There is a brewery.
You have no idea.
Yes. There's a brewery around the stadium which serves millions of, cups of beer at halftime.
Now, if you want to talk about it, let me.
I don't know how they are thinking so big.
I don't know. Commercial giants.
Yes.
They are thinking. They are forward thinking. They want to do things. Why should Asante Kotoko not be thinking along the same lines? Look, yes, we know we are in Africa. We know things are difficult, but I always say there are basic things that you should get right.
Yes.
You simply must get it right. At this stage, I don't see why Kotoko should not be signing $1 million kit sponsorship deals. You understand me? At this stage, Kotoko should be selling players in the millions. But we are here. Kotoko are selling players for as low as $100,000 and $200,000 and stuff like that.
Kwame Bonsu.
How?
A player of Kwame Bonsu's caliber, $150,000.
And today we are talking Kotoko. We have to have another day. And you see,
it shouldn't be happening.
These 2 big clubs
are
not being where they're supposed to be.
There is no reason why it should be happening. I don't know what. The
thing about these are clubs, as I've mentioned, is the thinking must go beyond the 3 points on a pitch. If the thinking now becomes there's a clear roadmap where this is what we are doing, and in the next 10 years, this is the path we are going. We want to build a club to this level. Aside participating very well in competitions, we want to get a clubhouse. we want to get an under 15 team that will play in so and so tournaments. We want to sell players of this quality to these clubs and get these amounts of money. If that is very clear, we want to bring our supporters together. How can we do that? Let's register our supporters. Make sure you issue a membership card to each supporter. Let them, contribute, pay dues every month. If that is done, when a player, when a supporter is going to the stadium for a match, and the match is a Class A match, and the board members travel. You know the part that even you see Hearts and Kotoko fans engage in a banter about team bus on social media. Team bus at this stage. Bus 1911 and 1935. Bus. We talk about 1911. Club that was from 1911. Which is we talk about bus over 100 years. Bus. One is over 80 years, and you are talking about bus. That is what they take pride in. Bus. And phobia bed and look at your bus and this bus. The last one was even about Jesse. And they are comparing Jesse. Can you imagine? Really? When people are talking about trophies and infrastructures. By now, we are all here fighting for a stimulus package for the various football clubs. Kotoko should be able to say that, look, we are good. Sort out the other.
So my time is up, bro. Our time is up. I
hope that when the 2-4 calls them, questions like how the hell did this all come in for $150,000? People should be answering these questions. They should.
Okay, Barry, just read the message.
Financial loss.
Let's quickly read the messages and just go. This one it says, "Good evening, gentlemen. I'm putting you to you guys that that with all the Ghanaian journalists, both print and electronics, you are all in bed with Asante Kotoko. You can lambast me. That's a fact. Okay, we hear you. Thank you for that. That's why. Okay. George wish you as always. Joyce Force, you carry yourself so well. Fantastic show last night by Gary Outlet on PM Express. My memory of 2010, how Stephen Appiah went to Baby Jets after he missed the last minute penalty, and as usual, Ghanaians said that he went to tell Jan that he told him he should let him play the penalty. There Benedict goes again. Kotoko have fan base of 70 to 60. Like seriously, based on what figures? A team without a website to
that's the website.
You see what we are talking about? You got yourself. And commercial gains. You are talking about. You are coming to lambast me.
Okay, my time is up.
70-60%, and you are just talking about website. Godwin.
Anyway, Godwin's message. Thank you very much, Hans.
This one is
the final one.
The very final one. Asamoah is the enduring player that Ghana should be proud of. Looking at how he made Ghana flag high during the 2010 World Cup, is very fantastic performance. He's a player that Ghanaians should always celebrate. I believe if Ghanaians are honest, they will agree with what I'm saying. Notwithstanding, some people will disagree, but that's a fact. This one is from Noah. Charlie.
That's it for our show. Thank you very much.
There's been a development in Takrady. The member of secondary Takrady, we understand, has passed on. Dr. KK Sam, we understand, has passed on this evening. So that's some breaking news coming through from the Western region.
All right, Hans, thank you very much. Benedict, thank you very much. That's it for our show. Handing over to DJ Black. We're back next week with another.